So, I said earlier that I was going to talk about my journey on really what got me sober after 10 years of being on pain pills. At my peak, in the end, I was taking 180 Percocets a week that I would get from my surgeon, and then I was buying them, off the streets in a certain area of Buffalo. Buying them from friends, buying them from drug dealers. Just probably spent, I would say, close to $2,000 or more a month in pain pills. I was on OxyContin, oxycodone, all that shit. So, long story short, my next door neighbor was a big bully. I'm 5'11". I weighed about 290 pounds at that time. This guy was 6'3", 6'4", and he made me look small, and I'm not a small individual. And he chased his brother-in-law, some young kid, down the street with a knife or something. And I just said, we had words, and I embarrassed him in front of his wife. I got high. I was doing coke and pills, and I painted on the fence. So when he looked out in the morning in his backyard, we shared this huge fence. I painted Yvonne equals, and he drew a huge fish like a whale. So instead of coming to see me about it like I hoped he would, I kept forgetting he's a coward. You're not thinking when you're high, it's really dumb. He went, pretended that I beat him up. Now, I just had surgery. I had staples in my neck and in my back of my head, too. And I had surgery. I had the surgery, and, I had it probably like a month and still messed up, And he told the police. He went to the hospital. The cops came to my house, but what happened was I was at the point where I was very reckless, and like I was on the verge. I just lost my brother, and that was like probably 6 years ago from there. And I was just reckless, and I just couldn't get out of this cycle of being on pain pills. Like, people that know about pain pills know that it's like joining a gang. You're not getting out. And so I was very reckless. I was suicidal. I had a couple, I was taking Wellbutrin. I was doing all kinds of shit, probably combining shit. I probably had this serotonin syndrome where you take so many pain pills and combine them with antidepressants, it just fucks you up. And I remember praying to God, like, God, I can't do this anymore. Because I literally was planning, the day, or planning the way out. And, we were getting probably... Eventually, I was going to kill myself, or the pills were. I mean, that's where we were at. I mean, that's what was happening. I mean, it was probably, I believe I was probably about a month to 2 weeks maybe away from just saying, fuck it, that's how fed up. I was I was over it. It had been 10 years of doing pain pills. I was over it. It was just too much. I went to jail. I called my landlord somehow, and he told me that they robbed everything out of my house, and he knew who robbed everything. I found out later. And he told me, "Your one cat." And then he said, "Your one cat got out and the phone went dead because there was no more time left on the card." And my mom never came and seen me. My sister, they live 15 minutes away. I got transported from Erie County Holding Center in Buffalo downtown to Alden Correctional. And now this is a misdemeanor assault. This is like maximum 6 to 8 months in jail if you get found guilty. It's not a big deal. You know, now if I did it, I would tell you because it would be a great story about how I slapped this dude around. But there's nothing to tell because it never happened. So I remember talking to my dad, and my dad's like, "Well, he's saying that they're saying that you put him in the hospital, you know, and you've done that before." And I'm like, "No, this never happened." But when my cat got out, it triggered something in me that has never been. I mean, I've had girls, friends that I thought I loved come and go and taken a minute to get over. But when I heard my cat got out, I just knew that I was going to shoot these. I just knew that I was going to shoot these people, you know? Like I knew 150% that I was going to execute them. And I had, you know, at that point in time, I had a little 22 pistol that would be perfect to just shoot somebody in the head with. And I just was in my head. I just was like, you know, I was detoxing. I detoxed off of pain pills in jail, which is the worst thing that you could ever do. And in my head, I was like, I'm going to kill these people. Like when I get out, if my cat is dead because it's freezing. So I would look outside at the orange lights from the prison echoing off the snow, and it's bitter as fuck outside, and I'm like, man, my cat's gonna be dead, you know. But the lady down the street 2 houses down, who I just happened to bullshit with, lesbian girl, she took my cat in. Long story short, I just said to God, you know, one, I just couldn't imagine, like I knew, and I'm not even saying it, I was gonna go on a fucking rampage that you would see on CNN. I was gonna go to their house, I was gonna knock on the door, and I was gonna shoot him and his wife in their head. I would walk around jail telling people that shit. I said, I'm gonna be right back in here. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm gonna fucking kill these people. And I meant it. And I meant it with every fiber of my being. And it, to me, it still don't even sound crazy because I would kill somebody if they did something to my cat. I would physically, whether with my bare hands or with an axe, if you fucked with my cat or my cats, you're getting put in an ambulance. I'll just tell you that. Even to this day, you fucking do anything to my cats. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a girl. I'll beat the shit out of you. You do anything to my cats. That's just what kind of response. I can't even control myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll turn into the Incredible Hulk. And once you turn into Hulk, it takes a minute to go back to normal. But long story short, I just was sitting there and I said, you know, I had to have this talk with myself where I said, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you put you here. You know, your fucking around and your fuckery put you here. And I made a promise to God that I said if I ever got out, you know, I would, if you gave me my cat back, and it was torture, just not knowing that. And that was what God did to get a hold of me. You know, like that's the only thing, you know, you would think losing your brother, losing a good job, losing your girlfriend, losing this, you know, no, nothing did. But losing my cat, I mean, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, kinda. But that was what woke me the fuck up out of a 10-year sleep of 10 years of taking pills, getting up in the morning, taking a handful of pills, chasing them down with vodka or whatever just to get a fucking dial tone. And, you know, and it just, you know, so this is the first part of the story. I'm going to tell the second part. You know, I kept going to court. They kept making it like a guy chopped off a guy's ear and they let him go in front of me for a felony and released him on his own recognizance. I could not get out of jail for nothing, and it was like $500. So, you know, I'll because it's at the 10-minute mark and it takes a minute, I'll talk about it, you know, being in jail. And, you know, because there's people in jail that like to be in jail, let's be honest. You know what I mean? There's just fucking people that's what they do.